Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of Daviess County Fiscal Court to order. Today is Thursday, June 19th, 2025. And if you would, let's stand for the opening prayer and pledge. Our Father, we pause to thank you for the gifts you have bestowed on us, the nation, community, and as individuals. You have blessed us beyond what we deserve. We are a broken people. In each of these realms, we routinely turn from you. Many times we refuse to love and accept our neighbors and our brothers and sisters, despite knowing that you, our Creator, loves each of your creations, the flowers, the bubbling springs, the clouds, the moon and the stars, the sunshine, the birds, and yes, you even love our sinful brothers and sisters. I beg you, O Heavenly Father, to bless each of us gathered here and all of those we represent as we serve in our respective elected capacities. Indeed, send your Holy Spirit to bless us this evening and all those who inhabit the borders of Daviess County, Kentucky, and all those who are part of what we call the United States of America. Bless us with the ability to forgive one another, to love one another, and to bless one another, as you forgive and love and bless each of us, your unworthy sons and daughters. I pray this in the precious name of your Son, Jesus.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One, consideration for presentation. A, proclaim June 28th through July 4th of 2025 as Owensboro Amateur Radio Club Week.
So this one falls to me. Daviess County, Kentucky Proclamation, Office of the County Judge Executive. Whereas we fully realize and appreciate the importance of amateur radio operators and their contributions of providing communications to the community during an emergency. And whereas in the performance of duty, they have demonstrated the highest skill and professional achievement and have completely and unselfishly dedicated themselves to the well-being of their community. And whereas it is deemed appropriate that county government express appreciation on behalf of all of our citizens, now therefore, I, Charlie Castlen, Daviess County Judge Executive, do hereby proclaim June 28, 2025 through July 4, 2025 as Owensboro Amateur Radio Club Week, and call upon all of Daviess County citizens to show their sincere appreciation for amateur radio operators by deed, remark, and attitude. Presented in Daviess County, Kentucky, this 19th day of June, 2025. Signed and sealed, Charlie Castlen, Daviess County Judge Executive. And Bobby, if you would, we'll come out front to present it. And then, now, before you say it,
Three, two, one. Let's do one more. 3, 2, 1. That's good. Thank you.
On behalf of the Amateur Radio Club, which I have, I was chairman of the field day for this year until I had an accident. I no longer can do it, so Jim, WB0NEX, gladly came to my rescue. He's going to be the chairman. Next to him is Tom Johnson, our president of the club, and those are two that are really active with me in organizing different activities going on. You may think that we're just like CBers, but we're more than that. I am emergency coordinator for the Daviess County, Kentucky, as authorized by the ARRL, the American Radio Relay League, which is an organization for the amateur radio amateurs in the United States. You have to pay a dues to belong a member, but there's a lot that's not. But my purpose is, if I can do one thing in my life, is to save a life. So I am very active with the EMA office here. And the reason we have this field day is in case there is an emergency. Oh, we got cell phones, but what if they go out? How are you going to contact Frankfurt? Okay. Well, we do have now the satellites up there that we can get most of the time. But what if something goes wrong? What if there's a nuclear blast or something that you can't get, anything? Well, we're not going to be able to get it too. But I'm saying, what if there is? We're going to be held. So we're going to have to find some way to do it, and there's different ways we can try to do it through amateur radio. I can sit in my house, Jim can sit in his house, and we can send a message or a text any place in the United States or the world. Now, you may not have communication. We do exercises, and we work with the Kentucky Emergency Management Agency. So we have one, and we talk, we relay messages and check in, and they know we're here. But something happens, we have a way to get in touch with them with an email or a text. We may have not the facilities here, but Jim can do it on what we call HF, high frequency, and he can go thousands of miles. I've got set in my house what we call a gateway to WinLink. And all the hams can go and they can digi into it, which means they can bounce into it from different places. We can go to Hallsville, we can go down to Hartford, we can go to Bowling Green, we can go to Madisonville, we can go to Russellville almost, we can go to Princeton, we can go to Murray. I can sit here at home and go all the way to Murray and send a message, okay? So if we get something that hits us, we got outlets. And that's what I want to tell you. We're not here just for the fun of it. We're here for the serious part of it too. And I want to thank the fiscal court for the activities and the things they have given to us and helped us to get along with amateur radio. Even though we don't have them set up yet, we know it's there for the time and when it starts. We can get them and use them if we have to. Again, I would like to thank fiscal court and Charlie, the judge executive, very much for doing this for us. We used to do it every month, but I got sick. Every year I got sick and I couldn't come down to do this. But I'm glad that you did it for us, and we thank you.
Glad to do it, and thank you for what you all do. Appreciate it. And you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting. So.
Okay. I will show you respect, though.
Next item.
B, Executive Order 04-2025, Local Emergency Management Director.
Mr. Johnson.
This executive order is to name Public Safety Director Jeremy Smith as the county's local emergency management director as it is defined by the state. KRS 39B020 requires the judge executive to select a point of contact for the county to the State Division of Emergency Management for reporting purposes and to facilitate declarations of emergency. This order satisfies that requirement in light of Andy Ball's resignation. As I note, executive orders that do not require action by the legislative body appear under consideration for presentation as an update to the commission and to enter them into the permanent record.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
C, Treasurer's Report for May of 2025.
Mr. Johnson.
As of May 31, 2025, the total cash balance is $80,260,337.35 for all funds. General fund balance is $51,047,889.87. Minus operating reserve and restricted funds, cash for general fund operations is $41,041,745.84. All activity to date is normal, expected, and explainable, and all our operating fund balances are within expected ranges. I have nothing else to report.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
2, consideration for approval. A, minutes of June 5th, 2025, Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. We've all had the minutes for a few days to review. Do I hear any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
B, all claims for all departments.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Are there any questions for Mr. Johnson?
Nope.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
C, budget transfers for fiscal year ending June 30 of 2025.
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Yes, motion and a second. Mr. Johnson?
Under our fund accounting rules and regulations, we are prohibited from ending the fiscal year having any account line where the actual expense is greater than the budgeted expense. We do not inflate budget estimates to guard against this. Instead, we budget reasonably and adjust the budget during June meetings with budget transfers. This is the second round of transfers, all of which are either offset by revenue, another expense reduction, are an approved result of normal operations, or a special item or project approved by the court. As I note, budget transfers do not increase the budget. We are simply moving money around within the budget. I request your approval to make the following transfers: $970,300 in the general fund, $71,700 in the road fund, $5,500 in the jail fund, and $235,300 in the solid waste operating fund.
Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
D, Daviess County Administrative Code effective July 1 of 2025.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Now, motion and a second. Mr. Johnson?
In accordance with KRS 68005, Fiscal Court reviews the County Administrative Code annually during the month of June. The county's administrative code includes all procedures and designation of responsibility for general administration, administration of county fiscal affairs, personnel administration, purchasing, award of contracts, and delivery of county services. In January 2025, an administrative code review committee was formed that has proposed changes, clarified language and procedures, and updated sections to the latest guidance and laws. The final version of that effort is presented. I request your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comment from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
E, second reading of KOC 1031.0006-2025, an ordinance created to establish regulations and fees for medical cannabis businesses.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Burlew, if you would.
Yes, sir. So there's three whereas clauses. Whereas the Kentucky legislature created a statutory framework to allow medicinal cannabis businesses to begin operating throughout the state on January 1st, 2025. And whereas the pertinent statute allows local governments to establish its own regulations relative to medical cannabis businesses, and whereas in anticipation medicinal cannabis businesses operating within Daviess County, the fiscal court wishes to establish regulatory license fees and standards for operation of said businesses. And there's a number of sections, it's 7 pages. The gist of it is how to go about obtaining a license and the fees associated with that. So,
Thank you, counsel.
yes, sir.
Any questions or comments from the court? Mr. Commissioner Condor.
Thank you, Judge. And just as a point of clarification, the law that was passed by the state, this is basically fiscal court, if I'm not mistaken, adopting what the state has approved, and the county, with maybe some small definitions and small changes, are approving this ordinance that the state is allowing, and hopefully the city will do the same, although the city can be more restrictive. I believe that's correct. Hopefully we will have the same law across the board for our city and county, so our law enforcement knows exactly what they're doing and doesn't have to look at a map to make sure where the incident may have occurred throughout our community. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anyone else? Anyone from the public wish to? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
F, contract with Green River District Health Department for employee assessments and vaccinations.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and second. Mr. Johnson?
Each year, the county contracts with the health department to cover the cost of the hepatitis B vaccine, rabies pre-post exposure vaccination series, and TB risk assessments for employees of Daviess County Fiscal Court. The proposed agreement has a not-to-exceed total expense of $9,000 and is for the period of July 1 of '25 to June 30th of '26. There are no changes from the prior year's agreement. I would recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
G, grant agreement for Kentucky Pride Fund Household Hazardous Waste Management for fiscal year 2025-2026.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and second. Mr. Johnson?
In fiscal court session 220 of '25, the court approved a Kentucky Pride Fund Household Hazardous Waste Management grant application to cover the expense of the annual Tox Away Day, where county residents can dispose of unwanted household hazardous waste. This is the resultant grant agreement in the amount of $30,000. The due date for submission did not align with our court dates, so you will notice that the judge executive signed this agreement on June 6th of '25. So approval of this item will be a ratification of that signature. I see no issues given that the application was approved by fiscal court and this is a budgeted project, so I would recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
H, effective June 30 of 2025, terminate the interlocal cooperative agreement with the City of Henderson for solid waste disposal dated April 16th of 2015, including all addendums and extensions.
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson?
This item is to terminate our existing interlocal cooperation agreement with the City of Henderson for operation of their transfer station and solid waste disposal to allow for approval of a replacement agreement. In January of 2024, fiscal court updated its rate schedule for the West Davis County landfill, Grimes Avenue transfer station, and East Convenience Center as a result of our operational cost projections. The interlocal agreement with the City of Henderson from 2015 had a pricing formula that would take many years for their rate to fully correct to the newly established rates. So after consulting with city management, they agreed to negotiate a new agreement that would have defined rates for the next 4 years, with future price adjustments to be negotiated each renewal based on the county's operational costs and current rate schedule. Negotiations went beyond the auto renewal date of June 1 of '25, so the court must terminate that auto-renewed interlocal agreement to install the new agreement. The City of Henderson's legal team is in agreement with mutual termination and installation of the new agreement, so I would recommend termination.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
I, accept and adopt the interlocal cooperative agreement between Davis County Fiscal Court and the City of Henderson for solid waste disposal effective July 1 of 2025.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson?
This is the replacement agreement from the prior item. 4 major changes were introduced. 1, a simplified and defined pricing schedule for the next 4 years, with adjustments beyond that point to be negotiated in each renewal. 2, the renewal period was changed from 5-year terms to 3-year terms. 3, the city and county have equal opportunities to terminate the agreement with an 18-month notice. And 4, there is now an insulation mechanism to where if the county's operational costs increase 10% or more within any consecutive 12-month period, it triggers an immediate negotiation of price adjustments. All of the changes were minor corrections and updates. I would like to note that the City of Henderson's management staff and officials were a pleasure to work with. We were extremely transparent with them to demonstrate that the adjustments were necessary and requested out of fairness to both entities' citizens, to which they were very receptive. Our working relationship with them is both positive and operationally beneficial in that their volume will preserve our rate schedule beyond my original estimates. I would recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
J, award SMA number 2425-79 one new full-size four-wheel drive SUV.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Johnson?
This unit is a new command vehicle for the Public Safety Director position. We utilize the State Master Agreement for full-size four-wheel drive SUVs, and although only one vendor responded with an available unit, you'll note the others responded with a no-bid submission. The Finance and Administration Cabinet confirmed this fully satisfies the Master Agreement process requirements. We're recommending award to Bachman Auto Group for the 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe four-wheel drive unit in the amount of $57,706. This price is resultant from the state's competitive bid process. It is within our expected range, and sufficient funds are available to cover the cost. As far as our fleet composition is concerned, the unit previously utilized by the Deputy EMA Director position will be retired and removed from the fleet replacement cycle such that this unit is not incremental to our fleet. I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
K, award bid number 2425-88, WKUO Building Roof Replacement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Ms. Sturgeon?
Yes, Judge. We've received 3 bids and recommend award to the lowest and best evaluated bid submitted by Paramount Roofing LLC in the total amount of $117,500 for the replacement of the roof at the Western Kentucky University Owensboro campus building. This is a resultant bid due to damage sustained from the March 15th hailstorm. The cost of the replacement will be offset by insurance reimbursement. There were no exceptions to the bid specification, and I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Ms. Sturgeon. Any questions from the court?
No.
Any questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
L, Resolution 09-2025, accept and adopt Bridgewood.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Duper?
Yes, good evening, Judge. The developer, Martin Builders, has finished blacktopping this section of Bridgewood. We currently have the section of Bridgewood going from Settles Road. This section of Bridgewood would connect that to the end of the subdivision. Engineering has inspected the road, and I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Duper. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
M, Resolution 10-2025, accept and adopt Creek Valley Court.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Duper?
Yes, this is another cul-de-sac off of Bridgewood that the developer has finished. Engineering has inspected, and I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Duper. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
N, Resolution 11-2025, accept and adopt Pine Valley Court.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Duper?
Yes, this is another cul-de-sac in the Bridgewood subdivision that the developer just recently paved. Engineering inspected the road and found it to be very acceptable. I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Duper. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
O, release surety, Bridgewood subdivision, Section 2, Unit 3, public improvements surety.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Duper?
Yes, the developer, Martin Builders, has submitted a request to release a surety for the asphalt pavement for the section of Bridgewood, Section 2, Unit 3. We've inspected the road, and I would recommend release the surety.
Thank you, Mr. Duper. Any questions or comments from the public, or, excuse me, from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
P, release of surety, Bridgewood subdivision, Section 2, Unit 4, public improvements surety.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Duper?
Yes, this is Section 2, Unit 4 of Bridgewood. This is for asphalt pavement. Engineering has inspected the roads and found it to be good, and I recommend release of surety to the subdivision developer.
Thank you, Mr. Duper. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Q, promote Eric Coleman to fire chief effective June 9 of 2025.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Want to congratulate Eric on his promotion and want to thank him for his willingness to step up to that role. And any comments from the court? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, sorry.
R, hire Kane Logston as service technician effective June 16, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Want to congratulate Kane on being hired and wish Kane well. Anyone else? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
S, accept the resignation of Andy Ball effective June 27, 2025.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Want to thank Andy for his many years of service to the county and wish him well.
I'd like to say the same, Judge. Got to see Andy today, and thanks for his time with the county and what he's done, and good luck to his future endeavors. And he's got some plans, and sounds like he'll enjoy what he's doing.
Yes. And I too had the opportunity to speak to him today. It was good to say goodbye. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
T, reappoint Tim Klein to the RWRA Board effective July 1, 2025 through June 30 of 2029.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to thank Tim for his continued service to the RWRA, to our community on this board. The agenda item doesn't show it, but this is his first full term. He had just completed a partial term when somebody else stepped away. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
U, reappoint Andrew Howard to the Davis County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board effective July 1 of 2025 through June 30 of 2028.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to thank Andrew for his continued service to our community. He is the Chamber of Commerce recommendation to us to serve on this board. And I just want to say thank you to him. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
B, appoint Alfredo Sierra Hotel Motel Association to the Davis County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board effective July 1 of 2025 through June 30 of 2028.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to thank Alfredo for agreeing to serve on this capacity, serve our community in this capacity. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
W, appoint Claude Pakin to the Davis County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board to complete the unexpired term of Taylor DeVoe effective July 1 of 2025 through June 30 of 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to thank Claude for his willingness to serve. I also want to thank Ms. Taylor for her service to our community. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
X, appoint David Moore to the Davis County Economic Development Advisory Committee for the East effective July 1 of 2025 through June 30 of 2029.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to thank David for his willingness to serve on this committee. I also want to thank Mr. Riney for his past service to our community. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Y, appoint Todd Ray to the Davis County Economic Development Advisory Committee for the Central effective July 1, 2025 through June 30 of 2029.
Motion to approve, please.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to thank Mr. Ray for agreeing to serve on this committee. I want to thank Ms. O'Brien for her past service. She served 3 terms. That's a good long time, so thank her. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3, consideration for discussion. A, other business to be brought before the Davis County Fiscal Court. There is none that I'm aware of. B, public comments.
This is the part of our meeting where we invite the public to come forward, state your name and address for the record. You're welcome to speak to any item except those items that have been covered on the agenda already. Do I have any takers this evening?
I forgot to invite the court, fiscal court, and any in the public to Field Day, which is out at Panther Creek Park on the 28th. We start setting up on that morning, and the activity starts at 1 o'clock and goes until next day. We get points if you come out, if any member of the court or any of the police or EMA office or what have you, we get points for that. We would like to see you out there so you can see what we can do for the community. And Jim, you or Tom have anything to say? Okay, thank you again. I forgot it a while ago, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
Any other takers?
C, comments by Daviess County Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Marksberry.
Thank you, Judge. I want to thank you all for coming, and I'd like to get your phone numbers before you leave, please. We're starting some new committees within the fiscal court, and emergency is part of it, so if you all don't mind to hang around just for a second. I just want to say I'm glad the sun is out. I'm glad it's not raining.
Amen.
That's really all I can.
Amen.
I'm so thankful for that. And today's my anniversary.
Well, happy
And
anniversary.
All right. So I'm happy about that. And the other thing is kind of odd, but my heart horse, which is the equine love of my life, she was born the same day that I got married to my husband. So her birthday's today as well. So
All right.
I hope everybody enjoys this nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Castlen.
Nothing to add tonight, Judge. Thank you.
Commissioner Condor.
Thank you, Judge. I know in the past we have recognized this individual for some good work that they have done, but recently Daviess County Jailer Chris Isbell was recognized by the state as the Deputy Jailer of the Year, which was absolutely awesome for the great work of rescuing with 4 other inmates an individual that was in an accident. That was a great recognition for him and for our jail itself. Yesterday also, at the Opportunity Center, which my wife is, yes, she's the executive director of, but there was an event called We Got Talent Too. And if you've ever wanted to see individuals that have physical, mental disabilities perform and express their just what they love about life, that event shows it. And the reason why it was done during the week is because many of those individuals can't get there. It's a matter of transportation if they were to have it, for example, at night or on the weekend. So it was packed, just packed out with a whole lot of people smiling, caring, and a lot of hugs were going on. It just really was. Finally, today is Juneteenth, 1865, 160 years ago today, where freedom was finally announced to South Texas slaves. We never should take that word for granted, the word freedom. And those individuals who finally heard that emancipation 160 years ago need to be recognized and honored. So with that, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And the only thing I have is I want to continue, as I've done in the past, thanking those who participate in the Cash for Trash program, Apostolic Tabernacle, Owensboro Innovation Academy, and Owensboro Dust Bowl. Together, they collected 0.34 tons and 102 bags of trash. Anything else, Bert? Without further business, this meeting is adjourned.